best thing on here. I don't know why you can put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine, the moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen recipes, so think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough of the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow, what the team is about. Champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, it's no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Good Monday on the Labor Day weekend. But I got to make sure I'm here. Ain't no days off. You putting that work in over here. With that being said, it's Monday, so you know what we do on Mondays. We talk sport. Despite of the holiday, I'm here for you. I don't mind clocking in for you guys. But if I'm going to do this for you, I need for y'all to do me a solid and hit that goddamn like button. You're goddamn right. Everybody, take a moment to hit that goddamn like button. If you do it for me, I greatly appreciate it. I promise every last one of you. Guys, if you decide you want to donate a super chat, a cash app, I appreciate that too. Not mandatory, but it's a blessing. And I appreciate those as well. But with that being said, man, we had a whole lot going on this weekend. Let me say this. My wife and I celebrate our anniversary this weekend. This Sunday was our anniversary. Shout out to her and myself. Celebrate another year of marriage. I'm blessed, and I can't say enough. But that was just one of many things happened this weekend. As you guys seen the thumbnail in the left-hand corner, it said upset alert. Guys, we have 4 of them. I mean, legitimate. I mean, you know, some teams will probably favored on the spread. I really don't care because I don't like to bet college football. But if I did, I probably would bring them up too. But I'm talking about games that I know that was upset. The Clemson game, the Texas game, the Notre Dame game, the Alabama game. Now, truth be told, the Alabama game was probably really the worst because that was a goddamn blowout. At least the other games was close. You know, close games. The Texas and the Ohio State, you know, rematch of the championship game of last season. The defending champs end up winning the game. Ohio State, congratulations to them. But that Alabama and Florida State game, I think the final score was like 31-17. That was embarrassing. And Florida State's not even ranked. That's probably what makes it the worst. You not only lost to an unranked team, but you get blown out by an unranked team. Now, we all know historically, Alabama's good. We all know historically, Florida State's good. But what I've been saying from lately, Florida State's been up and down. They had that one decent year. The year they went undefeated in the regular season. And unfortunately, they didn't get to make it to the playoffs. And rightfully so. That right decision. They lost the starting quarterback. The backup quarterback ended up getting hurt in another game. That would have been good. That would have been good. That would have been a productive game at all. It would have been embarrassing. Just like it was in the bowl game when Georgia busted their ass. But since then, last season wasn't good for them. And the way they was projecting, like this season wasn't going to be that good for them either. Now, they probably would have finished in the top 3 in the ACC. But that's not saying much because ACC football is trash. ACC in basketball is trash. Right now, I can't think of a good conference, what they're good in as far as the ACC. Even in women's sports, they're not that good. So let's just say this. The ACC is just trash, period. Let me say that. But without any further ado, let me acknowledge the super chat that came through. My man Taylor Bell come through with the $2 super chat. He said, happy anniversary. I know, that's right. Well, Taylor Bell, I appreciate it. I promise you, I do. I appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. You have to, you chose to. And I appreciate that blessing. Thank you, sir. And then we got this ACC apologist. Eric said, hello, sir. ACC ain't playing this year. And happy anniversary. I know that's right. Let me say this, Eric. Supposedly your best team in ACC lost to LSU. ACC projections has Clemson projected to win the ACC. I'm just saying. And they didn't show up. Now, I give them credit for one team that did show up. Because I can't talk about U of L going against Eastern Kentucky. Come on. U of L going against James Madison. Come on. You want me to brag about that bullshit win? You want me to brag about that crap ass win that U of L took over East Kentucky? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So with that said, you saying ACC ain't playing this year? We'll see. Only thing they can do is just prove me wrong. I hope they right. I hope y'all prove me wrong. I'm saying ACC shows up, decides they want to have a good team to represent in the playoffs. I hope they do. I mean, look, they still got a chance. You still got the teams like Miami. You still got Clemson more likely going to bounce back from losing to LSU. You know why? Because they play in a trash-ass conference, and so they got a great chance on doing that. But without any further ado, let me acknowledge the super chat that came in from my man, Matthew Pearson. Shout out to my man Matthew Pearson for the $5 super chat. He said no Ohio State slander. We got this. And we got them Bears coming week 1. Viking Nation. Well, the fact that you lowercase my team, the Bears, is totally disrespectful. Blatantly, straight up disrespectful. Now, I can't have no Ohio State slander. I like Ohio State. I like that. Jermaine, the wide receiver, number 4 from Ohio State. He had some bad body language, but other than that, I like Ohio State. So no slander here. None. So you ain't got to worry about that slander. Now, when it comes to this Viking Nation bullcrap, well, you have to take all the smoke and accept it and be okay with it, Matthew Spearson. I love you, my brother. I greatly appreciate the $5 super chat. You didn't have to, you chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. Not only I said, my wife says thank you as well. Not only to you, but to Taylor too. Eric comes back in. Our worst team smashed Alabama, though. Well, E, let me strongly disappoint you. Alabama's not the best team in the SEC. As an old SEC coach, as well as an old ACC coach, Rick Pitino said, Nick Saban is not walking through them damn doors. John Havlicek, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish isn't walking through them doors. That's what my man Rick Pitino said. Guys, I don't know if you had the opportunity. I did. I watched this series. It's called The Celtics. I think Celtic Pride or The Celtics, something like that. And it was on HBO Max. And it's a documentary of the Boston Celtics. Talks a little bit about the history and how different things had happened in the city of Boston. And how some the Black players had to deal with some of the adversity, especially with racism, with Bill Russell and other things. And there's a lot of history y'all may not even know about that I learned. So one of the ones was the Boston Celtics was the first NBA team to start off starting 5 all Black players. Now, I would think somewhere maybe like the Los Angeles Lakers would do something like that, but no, it was the Boston Celtics. Maybe more of a progressive city like I don't know, Chicago. I don't know. No, it was Boston. So shout out to Boston Celtics. Great documentary. If you get the opportunity, make sure you definitely check it out. It's very entertaining. I loved it. Taylor Bell comes back and says, welcome. Thank you, sir. But let's get back to it. It was a lot of games on Saturday. Whatever your local team played, that play your local state, your state team, or your local city school, or whatever the case may be, or your alma mater. Unfortunately, Murray State got their ass handed to them. Disappointed, but that's what the result was. I got a couple guys' sons who plays at Murray State. I will be up there for homecoming this weekend. Not this weekend. Homecoming this year, me and the wife. So I'm going to get the opportunity to see these two young men play. Watch them on TV. This will be the first time I got to watch them play in person. So that's my old stomping grounds. Unfortunately, we didn't look too good. We got beat pretty bad. It happens. It happens. But the other teams that I cheer for, like Kentucky, they ended up winning. We didn't look too impressive, let me say that. And we played against Toledo. And Toledo's a team we probably should have really blown them out at least by 14 to 21 points. And instead, we scraped by, only won by 7. I was disappointed. And schedule just to get it easier for us because we got Ole Miss coming up here soon on Saturday. So it's not going to be an easy schedule. And I don't know if y'all remember last week I shared with you, in 2026, the SEC will move the schedule up to where we play 9 SEC games and 3 out-of-conference games. So that doesn't help us any. It just makes it more tough. And, of course, in order to Sorry about that, guys. But in order to get to a bowl game, you at least got to win 6 games. And us playing 9 and 3 out of conference. We got 2 out of conference game and a big rival in Louisville to play. It's going to be difficult to get 6. Mark Stoops, I don't know. He might be at the unemployment line after a while because his SEC record is terrible, unfortunately. Also root for Miami. And they look pretty good going against Notre Dame. Really impressive. Now, as y'all know, or some of you may not know, Notre Dame is an independent school, right? They claim independence, and we all know why they claim independence. So every dollar they make goes to them. They say, we not sharing shit. We ain't sharing a mother thing. We want all our bread. We want every dime that is coming to us for us, by us. Shout out to FUBU. But that's what they said. They said, we ain't going to, I don't care what you say. ACC, can we have our women's basketball, men's basketball, our other Olympic sports involved? They said, yeah, sure. But we're not bringing our football team over there. We're not doing it. You can forget that. Now, the spineless, nutless ACC won't push the issue and make them do it. You know why? Because they have no goddamn backbone. They some jellyfishes. Let me tell you what they did do. They agreed to do this. We will play so many ACC teams in order to do that. Now, to me, that's crazy. That just shows you how weak the ACC is, that they will allow this to happen. This team could put every sport that they have on their roster in there, except for the main sport that makes the most money, and that's football. They come over, get some of y'all money, y'all ACC money, make y'all part of the revenue sharing, but guess what they not doing? They not sharing the most profitable sport they have. They punking y'all. Let me tell you what they doing. They coming in your house, sleeping on your couch, drinking your beer, kicking your dog, and tapping your wife on the way out while they take your goddamn money. And what do you got to say about it? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. So what you gonna say? Nothing. You know why? Because you need them. They don't need you. You need them. And it's obvious. They are punking you and showing you why you need them. Brother Zay, what's going on, big brother? You know, I seen you over on the other channel. We're not gonna say who, but you know what I'm talking about. Glad you're here, my guy. I appreciate your presence. Hopefully you do me a solid while you're here. You're goddamn right. Push that goddamn like button. Zay, hit that like button. He said Ohio State Buckeyes, best team in the nation. Now, Zay, I don't know about that, brother. I appreciate you being here, but I can't agree with you. Best team in the nation, you might be pushing that. They good, but I don't know about the best. So right now, you know who took over the number 1 spot? In one poll I seen was Penn State. How true is that? Well, you know, it's called process of elimination. Number 1 team lost, Texas. Number 2 team, which was Penn State, and they just moved up. I don't agree, but this is what it is. He said, gotcha. I appreciate it, big brother. Hopefully you're even as well. Enjoy your Labor Day. Enjoy your Labor Day. For some reason, all these goddamn Buckeye fans, I don't know what was going on here. Saban came out, claimed the Buckeyes. Matthew Pearson claiming the Buckeyes. I mean, does anybody else want to claim a Buckeye too? Is anybody else in the town a Buckeye guy? A Buckeye gal? It's okay. Let it be known. Don't hide. Let it be known. He said, we just beat Texas. Exactly. We beat Penn State every year. I agree. Look, let me say this, Zay. James Franklin need to step his game up. He's been there long enough. I think he really needs to step his game up. Look, the NIL deals get players year by year. And look at this hating son of a gun. Everyone loves a winner. Nah, you don't. Was you love them when he wasn't winning? When Michigan them beat y'all head in a couple years in a row, was you loving them then? When Michigan was only 8-5 and taking y'all to the woodshed, was you loving them then? Don't do that now. Don't jump on the wagon now. Hold on now, Zach. Hold on now. Now we need to stop this. I was a Buckeye fan since we lost to Georgia and Michigan these last few years. So that's where you jumped on the wagon? You wasn't on with Woody Hayes was storming the sideline? What about Jim Tressel or Urban Meyer? So you jumped on when Ryan Day became the coach? Is that when you made it? No, he said, he corrected himself. I appreciate that. He said, I was born and raised in Ohio. It's Buckeye for life. Okay, all right. I was wondering. I was, come on, Zach. I'm just saying, I was wondering. Are you one of them? We got them here too. Guys, how about I've been a Kansas City Chief forever? Come on, guys. Not saying nobody in particular, but I have some of them comes over here. I'm a fan of Baltimore. Been a fan all my life. Baltimore just became around again since the days of the Colts days, back in '86 when they was leaving out on the Mayfly truck, and they was moving. Was you then? If that's the case, you should be a Colts fan, an Indianapolis Colts fan, and not a Baltimore Ravens fan. Or because, truth be told, the new Baltimore now, that's the old Cleveland Browns. So you a Cleveland Brown. You're not a Baltimore Ravens fan. That's Cleveland Brown. That's who those people are. I'm just saying. Let's be honest. He said, I'm just saying, those are the worst 2 years. Okay, I can agree with that. They were some bad years for y'all. Wasn't successful. Ryan Day has a losing record against Michigan. I agree. Look, even the new guy came in with spanking that ass. They said, hold on. Jim Harbaugh ain't going to be the only one spanking Ohio State's behind. Let me get some of that ass, too. Hopefully, y'all turn around this season. Hopefully, you get your paybacks. You ain't got to keep accepting that abuse from these Michigan fans. And I'm not a Michigan fan, but they abusing y'all right now. I think one thing to help y'all did win the title last season. So it's probably eased some of the pain. Nah, I didn't. Because, man, losing your rival hurts. I ain't going to front. We lost to Louisville in football, man. It hurt my soul. Louisville sucks. I don't want to lose them in nothing. Pinochle, horseshoes, a blood drive. I don't lose them in nothing. Attendance. He said our newest roster is elite. Michigan's going to get that belt. Oh, say it's going to be some hiney spanking going on this year. We'll see. You just explained how I became a Viking fan. Art Modell sold us out, but then he became the new owner. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He ain't stop. What am I stopping? I'm just saying, look, that's the truth. Baltimore Ravens are really the Cleveland Browns. You ain't know that? Yes. Ask Bill Belichick about that. Speaking of Bill Belichick, he plays tonight. Debut in college football. He goes against TCU. Should be a good game. He plays here shortly. But y'all not going to be watching that. You know where y'all going to be at? Right here with Hink. Paying attention to Hink in the basement. Shout out to that because we're going to be talking sports. But I need for y'all to do me a solid and hit that like button. Can you do it for me? With that being said, let me acknowledge what the gifted member gave out. The gifted member, my man, dedicated to my children's future. He get that out of membership. He blessed one of you lovely folks in the audience. One of you lovely folks in the chat would have been blessed by gifted membership by another member. Shout out to my man dedicated to children for a gifted. He got the basement membership. Now he made one of you guys a basement dweller. Shout out to you. Just the other day, I dropped a video. Make sure that whoever got that membership, make sure you go over and check the video. Make sure you hit the like button. And leave a comment. I had a couple people leave some comments on some of my other videos, and I appreciate that. But definitely check them out, especially those who are members. You paid members, I appreciate you just a little bit more than the regular members. You know why? Because you donate your hard-earned money, or somebody donate their hard-earned money to give you one, or you donate your hard-earned one and pay for one. And I appreciate every last one of you do it. And I let you be known every time I shoot a video. I appreciate the members. They're special. And I appreciate every last one of you for doing it. And that's why I constantly want to make sure I continues to drop videos for you guys so you can get to see the behind the scenes of some of my albums, some of my Funko Pops, some of my action figures, some of the outings that I go out on and I shoot videos for. So shout out to Dedicated to My Children's Future for donating that. And congratulations to the new member who got it, whoever it is. Shout out to brother. Hink, we beat Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, back to back. Talk your shit then. I understand. You're supposed to. But Zay, let me explain something to you. It was last season. It's over. You know what? On to the next. Can't worry about last season. That was good. Congratulations to y'all. Congratulations to Ohio State. Congratulations to the fans. But that was last season. We're not talking about last season no more. We are in the here and now. Shout out to Luther Vandross. I promise to love faithfully. Let me stop. If I start singing, draws going to start flying everywhere. They're going to be throwing draws on stage for your boy Hink if I start singing. Here and now. Let me stop because my wife will say some silly shit. She want to make it to the next year anniversary. She better not. Dedicate said, LOL, I can't wait till October the 26th. For what you waiting for? What happened on the 26th? What? An upset? Chicago Bears beat the Baltimore Ravens? I'm sorry, the Cleveland Ravens? Is that what you waiting for? Is that you looking for that ass kicking? Be careful what you ask for, dedicated to my children's future. I love you, my brother, but you better be careful what you ask for. It's a different team. I told y'all we going 12-5. Write it down. And Matthew Pearson, you better not say shit with your smart ass mouth. You said it last year. Bullcrap, who cares? Last year is last year. I told you, that's the past. We are worried about the here and now. We are worried about the present. You only live in the present. You can't live in the past. You learn from it. Take your hating ass and go on. Because if we played Atlanta, which is really your team, we're going to beat the brakes off y'all. Guess what we do? We play Cleveland. We play Minnesota. So you keep talking, Matthew. You keep talking. And I'm going to tell the boys to run the score up on your team. Especially Minnesota. That first game, we're going to run the score up. Ain't no mercy rule here, baby. This ain't little league football. This ain't high school, middle school football. Run that score up on them. I'm calling Ben right now. Ben, you know what to do. Don't play with these suckers. Don't play with them. Run that score up. Send a message, Ben. Let them know we the new kings of the North. That North title have to run from the shot. Chicago, the Bears. Huh? See, y'all making me do this. I didn't want to go her. I wouldn't plan on going her. But this is what y'all make me do sometimes. When you got these crazy comments, like my man, dedicate to my children's future. My man, Matthew Pearson, come with that bullcrap. You make me do this. I wasn't going to plan on doing it. I wouldn't plan on bringing that video out. I wouldn't plan on showing you what the future is for us. But you got certain individuals who got something to say. And now I had to show y'all that video. See, y'all made me do this. I'm telling you, I had planned on doing it. I plan on just talking college football, but nah, y'all want to poke the bear. Well, guess what? That bear woke. Huh? 100 man against a grizzly bear. Y'all don't want that smoke. He said, how much of time they out? God damn. Trying to time the brother out? What you timing him out for? What'd he do? Look at this. Look at this. My Ravens will spot your Bears 2 touchdowns, LOL. For what? You want to get blown out by 27? Don't do that. Come on, guys. Y'all need to stop this. Y'all thinking about the Matt Eberflus Chicago Bear. No. We got a new Chicago. Matter of fact, let me show you guys who our coach is, because I'm sick of this. I ain't got to say this. Y'all seen that introduction. Y'all know what it is. Don't play with me. Quinn said, you still got a fantasy league available. No, I do not. Look, I wish I knew you was in, because I had a guy who's looking to add one more person to a $300 league. But it's over. I had to draft the other day. So now, matter of fact, speaking of draft, I got 2 more drafts to do. One in person, one online. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be back in town to try to record it, because the one I got starts at 6:30, and that's in person. You know, we're going to meet at Roosters. If you don't know what Roosters is, Roosters is a restaurant, sports bar. And once the beers start flowing, cats start eating, the pigs get slower. And it ain't nothing but a bunch of old men trying to pick up teams. And then we start to learn, figure out what they're saying. The words get all bumbled and mixed up. Like, what the hell are he saying? Who's he saying? And by the second round, they stumbling. They don't know who to pick. That's crazy. First pick, they own it. Like they know it. Dedicated to my children. I have a draft in 10 minutes. Well, let me say this, dedicated to my children. Good luck in your draft. Hopefully you draft the best team available. Matthew Pearson at Zay. He needs to help him. He's the worst than we thought when he bumped his head. Jesus. Did you hear Bears pass on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Yes, we did. Because we had to pick Caleb Williams that year. So, yeah. Now, let me tell you what I wanted. I wanted to keep Justin Fields for one more season, see how he does, and draft and trade down and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I wanted. It's not how it worked out, but it is what it is. So we got what we got. Hopefully Caleb's successful, because if not, we're going to ship his ass out too. I got 3 fantasy leagues I'm in. What's I say? I better win that 5K in total so me and the wife can vacate. And I drafted mostly, okay, well, right there where you said I drafted mostly Viking players, you ain't winning shit. I'm going to tell you now, you ain't going to win a goddamn thing. If you drafted mostly Minnesota Vikings, you in trouble. You got a team full of bums. God dang. He said I drafted mostly Minnesota Vikings. Dedicate to my church. Say, oh, I will. It will be headed by all teams but the Chicago Bears players. Draft Bears is how you lose. Let me say this. That's not true. Now, maybe some of the Bears in the past, you could probably say that. We got 2 receivers that you want to draft. DJ Moore, Romeo Odunze. We got a rookie tight end that you might want to coach in Loveland. You might want to look at Caleb Williams as a possible backup quarterback for yourself. I'm just saying. Matthew with his hating ass said, the hell with you, Hink? Oh, shit, no. Hell no. I didn't think none of y'all still exist, King. Shout out to the brother, still dedicated to the Tide. He said, roll damn Tide. Well, they got rolled over, King. I ain't gonna lie. Your team got rolled over. I mean, they got Peter rolled. Dedicated to your church president. LOL chat, remember this stream? Yes, I want you to remember it. You heard what I said, 12 and 5. King said, I'm signing a petition right now. Bring Saban back. God damn. He said, I want old Mick back. Old Saint Mick got to come back. You need to get on that sideline, Nick. This guy they subbed you out with just ain't cutting it. This dude ain't cutting the mustard. He got to go. All right, chat. I'm out. Roasted Hink all day today. And for me, well, go and have a successful draft, my brother. Good luck to you. Let's get back to the college stuff. Because you guys in chat, I appreciate your participation, but you're trying to throw me off. And I know why some of y'all throwing me off, because your team got your head split like my man King. Shout out to him for being a loyalist to the Tide. Roll Tide. But let me say this. I think Alabama gonna be all right. I think the Tide gonna be all right. Did they take a hard bump on the head when they lost to Florida State? Yeah. But look, we don't know. Florida State could be a great team this year. I mean, they could really be a great team. You never know. Yes, they lost. We understand that. It is what it is. But doesn't mean they're not going to be good in the long run. So with that being said, let me run down some of these scores in case y'all didn't know. So it started off on the Thursday when Iowa State upset Kansas State. Also, Boise State lost to South Florida. Another upset, one I really don't matter about, but it is what it is. Western Illinois losing to Illinois. And the game that all of them are bragging about right now, Texas losing to Ohio State. Tennessee beat Syracuse. Indiana beat Old Dominion. Georgia beat Marshall. Alabama losing bad to Florida State. The following week, Iowa State beats South Dakota. Penn State blow out Nevada. Oregon beats Montana State. Oklahoma beats Illinois State. Texas A&M beat University of Texas State, El Paso. I don't know what they call it. Kansas City upset win from last week continues to winning by beating North Dakota. Florida blows out LIU. Texas Tech ends up beating Arkansas Pine Bluff. LSU beats Clemson. Michigan beats New Mexico. And for those who don't know, your boy is serving a 3-game suspension. I talked about that in on the show last week, and I think that's really overkill. Michigan already self-imposed one, and then the NCAA come around and turn around and impose another. That's just too much. Too much. And that's overkill, but that's just my opinion. That's just me. That's the SEC overstepping. I mean, not ACC. I mean, the NCAA overstepping into the situation where it didn't need to be, except whatever self-imposed suspension they gave. And I thought that should have been enough, but I guess not. Nonetheless, Ole Miss, who's Kentucky's opponent next week, beat Georgia State. SMU beat East Texas A&M. Arizona beat Northern Arizona. South Carolina. Now, I like South Carolina's quarterback, man. At 6'3", he's tough. He's a big boy. And he looked good the other day. Beats up on Virginia Tech. Frank Beamer beats on his dad's old team. Miami beats Notre Dame. So, those are some good matchups. Not a lot of big-time matchups this weekend. A lot of these teams, they end up getting upset, losing, going to take their frustration out on these other teams. So, like Clemson plays Troy, they're going to beat the brakes off them. We know what's about to happen. Alabama, shout out to Roll Tide. Louisiana Monroe is about to take a mud stomping. We know what's about to happen with them. That's what's going to happen. They about to run the score up on these guys. They going to blow them out. I mean, it's going to be a beat down. That's sad, but it's going to be the reality. But as far as the college game, man, look. As I said, FSU, Florida State was awful last year. Jalen Sands will be the best quarterback. We'll see. Big Daddy G, most impressive over the weekend, LSU and FSU. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I would say, like I said, Florida State a little bit more because Florida State's unranked and Alabama was ranked. And that makes it a little bit more impressive, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. But I was a little bit more impressed with that situation. You know what I'm saying, Big G? So, but with that being said, I need for y'all to do me a solid. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You goddamn right. Push that like button. Push that damn like button. He said LSU win was boring. Now, Q, you must be at a happy hour spot drinking and early as you are, saying that was boring. How was it boring, brother? What makes that LSU game against Clemson boring? I'm curious. Why do you think that? Well, why was that boring to you? Well, because it was a low-scoring game? Is that why it was boring? I mean, other than that, play good defense. Look, guys, we also got to remember, it's tough. It's tough for a team to play a tough team straight out the gate right there, because they don't have the opportunity of playing preseason games, inter school scrimmages or inter conference scrimmages or anything like. They don't have a warm-up game. The first game is their warm-up game. And so we all know when we watch football, you're gonna have your mistakes, you're gonna have your kinks, you're gonna have your hang-ups, you're gonna have the offense, like normal, are typically behind the defenses. And so you get games like what we got against Ohio State and Texas and the LSUs and the Clemsons. He said a lot of punting, a lot of punts, and not a lot of big plays. Okay, I can agree with that. But just like I just explained, though, Q, when you have situations like that and you play them right off the bat, first game of the season, and a lot of warm-ups. You going against your own teammates in practice it's not going to give you live game action like you think. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink in. So it was getting a little dry. But it's just not the same. It's not the same, man. So you really need those games. And I really wish that they would allow college to play at least maybe 2 preseason games. And you know what they could do? Make them free. You know, just the only thing the fans should have to do is pay for concessions. So like spring games, you know, spring games. Now look, spring games around here is free normally. They don't charge. I'm sure some of these bigger schools, they probably can't get away with charging. I think that's trash. I think that's crap, but that's a different subject. But I think they should allow the college level teams to allow them to play 2 preseason games and make them free. They shouldn't be able to charge any damn thing. Anything. And like I said, the only thing you should be paying for is concession. And you shouldn't be paying full price for concession. Charge 50% off, man. Because look, we all know there's a lot of these teams out here that are going to sell out. Whether the team's good or bad, they still more likely going to sell out. And guess what? They're not going to give you a break on price. You come out to be 5-8, like my Kentucky team was last season. You think they're going to go down in prices? You think they're going to cut the prices in half, the ticket price? No, they're going to go up. Shit. They're going to charge even more. So, no, man, give something back to the fans. Do a fan a solid and allow the 2 preseason games that they should be playing in college, give them a break. And like I said, cut the sessions in half, 50%. Now, this is just a suggestion from your boy Hank. I know they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to listen to what I got to say, right? But I think it'd be a great idea. These big dogs. These are big dogs. I look at these games, not a win against Kentucky. Come on, man. Quentin, now you're hitting below the belt. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. You ain't gonna keep on taking shots at my squad. And if you do it, at least do it in the super chat. I don't mind you talk about me, but at least do it in the super chat, man. No, don't just take these free shots. Quentin, don't be like that. Big G said, good defense trumps good offense in any big games, especially in early season games. That's a fact. And that's what, Big G, that's what I was just explaining. The defense is always going to be way far ahead of the offense. That's just what it is. And so with that being said, you got the upper hand, at least for maybe a week or 2. Now, about week 3, it's on. The offense is starting to click. And if your defense is still doing what they need to do, shit, you might have a good chance out there, a good team. I'm just saying. But I think a lot of teams that if you're a fan of Notre Dame, I think you probably need to be concerned, especially for the standards that Freeman coach has brought to the program with last season's record about making it to the championship game. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk this year. So what? CJ Carr is a freshman, right? You got a couple young players that they're dealing with. You got a senior running back in Love, which I like. Hopefully he could be a future bird in our draft in April. He only had like five carries. That was crazy. The 5 carries? This man had 5 carries, man. Your number one running back in college, truth be told. And he only had 5 carries. It wasn't like the game was out of line. The game was close the whole time. So he should have had way more than 5 carries. I thought that was disrespectful, but I'm not the head coach. I'm not the offensive coordinator. I don't call the shots over there. But he definitely should have had opportunity to have more playing time and more carries for sure. For sure. But with that being said, I need for y'all to do me a solid, hit that like button. You goddamn right. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Every last one of you guys here, if you're watching on replay, do me a solid and hit that button, the like button. You're damn right. You're damn right. Another team that I would definitely be concerned about is the Roll Tide, Alabama. Alabama don't have an easy schedule coming up. That SEC going to be tough. Whoever's going to come out of the SEC is going to be a tough out. I'm just saying. It's going to be a tough out. Now, of course, Texas is projected to win the SEC. But you still have the likes of LSU. You still have the likes of Georgia. Oklahoma is in SEC now. Tennessee going to be representing. You know, so you got some good teams that are going to be coming out of the SEC. It's not going to be easy out. So Alabama's going to have to get themselves together, man. Alabama's going to have to get themselves together. Shout out to my man, Big Giz's composition. He said, "What's up, Hank?" And chat stopping by to break and hitting the like button. Big Giz, I appreciate you. Now, y'all need to be like my man, Big Giz, and do what he need to do. He said, "I'm coming through to hit the like button." I need y'all to do the same. You goddamn right. You ain't got to stay. Look here. If sports not your thing, I can accept that. If sports not what you into, I'm okay with that. But whenever you see me go live, do me a solid and hit that like button. That's all I ask for. And if you decide to be like my man Giz and leave a comment, let me know you was here, I appreciate that too. Let me know where you think I can improve at. What else you want me to talk about? Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying about your sports team or whatever conversation I'm having. It doesn't matter. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I accept constructive criticism, even from people like Quentin's hating ass. These are big dogs. I'm looking at these games and not the win against Kentucky. Even Quentin's hating ass. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I can accept that from Quentin, even though he's a damn hater. I can accept that. But let me say this, Quentin. Week 1 is coming up fast, brother. Because we about to flip over to the NFL. Week 1 is coming up fast. In Monday Night Football, you know what it is. Yes. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. You know, I was talking to my son the other day. Beautiful thing about my son that he says, "Daddy, how you doing? You doing all right?" I said, "Yeah, son, I'm good. I appreciate you asking." Let me get that. I'm gonna get a little bit off the subject. Oh, let me say this. Pre-drop. I brought my son up because he was talking about college football, but he said, "Daddy, I watch it sometime," but he said, I love watching NFL. I said, "Man, me too, son. You already know." You already know how I feel about the NFL. That's my first love. So I like NBA. I watch it, but I love college basketball. I like college football, but I love NFL. And that's how it is for me. It's like just the opposite. In pro football compared to pro basketball, college football compared to college basketball, it's a little different. But the reason why I brought this up, I brought my son up, is because we was having that conversation. He was talking about he can't wait, looking forward to it, getting ready for it. I said, well, guess what? Starts on Thursday, brother. Live action, baby. The pad's going to be popping on Thursday, so get ready. We got a game on Thursday and Friday. Now, the game on Friday will be, I think, out of the country, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And it's going to be on YouTube. I think it's supposed to be free. I don't know how true that is, but it's supposed to be free. Now, let's look at it. Tell you what it is. Y'all see what's happening, right? Just like on Netflix. They draw you in. But this time next year, that something going to charge you. They're going to charge you. Just like ESPN has rights to the NFL Network now. So remember how y'all used to see Rich Eisen? He's going to be back on ESPN. He had a show not too long ago dedicated to Stewart. Your boy, what's it, my man? Damn, so used to have the classic cliche punchlines. I can't think of my man's name though. But let's get back on it. We was talking about it and had a conversation about it, and it was cool. Speaking of something, me and my wife, before I did the show today, we went to a thing they call World Fest here in my city. And so World Fest is like a big old gathering of people, of vendors and food trucks and food vendors, and they sell all type of trinkets. They got like 4 stages they do shows on, do music, either performing via music or dance or whatever they do, be flying and waving each flag like flag girls or something like that. I seen a guy I used to work with. He's retired now. And he really gave my son a great compliment. And he said, I didn't even know that was your son. It wasn't until he asked me what his last name was. And he said my last name, of course. He said, you kid to him? He said, yeah, that's my dad. And we was talking to him and my wife. He was handing out flyers going to the Bob James will be here in concert, and me and my wife is planning on going. Bob James, great musician. Probably the most sampled jazz musician as far as hip hop. Hip hop samples a lot of his jazz music. But he was giving my son a compliment, and that really made me feel good. You know, the words that he shared. You know, how great my son was, respectful. He took a liking to his son while he was over playing open league ball at my son's school, college, where he plays basketball at, and was just trying to show him some stuff, teach him stuff, learn him some stuff, show him some moves, working out with him. And he really spoke highly of him. And, you know, as a father, that makes you feel good. You know, as a father, that makes you feel good when somebody else speaks highly of your son. Now, it's easy for me to speak highly of because that's my son. There's a bias, right? Okay, cool. But when somebody else who didn't even know that was my son speaking highly of this young man, speak to him in how respectful he was, how courteous he was, how thoughtful and nice and helpful he was. That makes you feel good. And I'm saying this because this will be season 3 for him. Over at IUS. And as y'all know, the past 2 seasons, I've been doing a one-on-one with my son. Well, nothing's going to change. Season 3, we're going to do a one-on-one interview. Now, I don't know if he's going to be in person or he's going to be doing it through, online. We're going to have to work out a schedule and see. I'm hoping to do it in person. I like the in person better. The back and forth, the back and forth we have going on. I prefer to do it in person because it seems like it works better for both of us. But I want to make sure I'm able to do it. So I'm definitely going to make sure I'm able to do it. So whether I have to do it in person or online. Now I'm hoping I can do it live. I don't want to have to, record it because I like you guys' interaction when y'all interact and ask some certain questions, at least the respectful questions, not the inappropriate questions. I had some people ask some questionable, inappropriate questions before. And I asked him, I said, are you comfortable with answering this? You know what I'm saying? Because, I thought it was inappropriate. He didn't have an issue with it. But I also got to remember, I got to protect him because he doesn't do this. I can handle this bullshit ass question. Some of you assholes come here with some silly shit. And most of them we know they're not really subscribers. They just come over Cloud Watch to see something. They want to mess with you. And say some wild stuff. Now, again, he's 20 now. He just turned 20 this July. So he's a little bit older, a little bit more mature, a little bit more wise. So he has a level of understanding. I teach him, I educate him, I talk to him, I quiz him, I challenge him on a regular basis. But at the same time, I want to make sure we always try to keep it respectful. And I know you guys over here won't be disrespectful to my son. Y'all always treat him well, show him love, show him respect. Even some of them even donate some large amount of super chats to help him out as a young brother, man, young black boy going to college. Let me say black boy, a young adult going to college, trying to make it. As you all know, being a young college student is it's kind of challenging because you really don't have to schedule the time to really work and focus on your studies. He doesn't have to. Now, I allow him, and me and his mother allows him to work during the summertime. And normally he works at the company I work for because we got a great summer work for these young kids between the ages of 16 to 21. So that allows him to do that as well as go to his practices. Normally they start between 3:45 or 5:30, depending on the day of the week. He's able to make it and get over and do what he got to do and go from there. But season 3 is coming up, guys. The interview's coming up. I'm getting everything set up, trying to work out the kinks, the schedule, so we can do it, so y'all can get the opportunity for some of them who are new to this channel, who are new to me, new to the basement, are new to the Just NFL, are new to the Sports Roundtable. You get the opportunity to meet and talk to my son. Great young man, very respectful, does what he needs to do, take care of his business, and that's all I can ask for. So any of you guys who have kids out here, make sure you are involved with your kids' life, whether you are in home with them or not. Just because you're not in home with them doesn't mean you need to be involved. Doesn't mean you don't need to be a part. Don't mean you're less of a parent because you're not in the same residence as your kid. Because your voice matters to your kids. I promise you they do. They hear you. They receive your message. You just got to make sure you're sharing it. You just got to make sure that you're expressing it. You just got to make sure that you involve in every way possible. Whether it's you making phone calls on a regular basis, you going to see them, picking them up, spending quality time with them on a regular basis. I don't care if you're across the country. I don't believe in making excuses. You find a way to do what you got to do. Now, this is coming from a father to another father. I had to deal with that situation. My daughter was raised in California. Once she got to her summer of her freshman year. She went back and lived with her mother. She was with me from 5th grade. Well, no, let me take it back. From the 4th grade all the way up to high school. So for 5 years, she stayed with me. And in her last 3 years of high school was in California. That didn't stop me from being a father. That didn't stop me from doing what I need to do as a man, as a father, as a parent. It didn't. I just had to do the workaround. And I told her, I don't care. I will be at your graduation. As long as I got breath in my body, I will be there. I will be at your prom. I will be at the events that I can make sure I can get to. As long as I got breath in my body, I will be there. Smarter HQ Network said, my man, hope you are doing good. Big brother, I'm doing well. Let me tell you why I'm doing well. My wife and I celebrated an anniversary. Matter of fact, my anniversary gift from my wife, I'm gonna share with you guys. It is my action figure of the week. So with that being said, that's right on cue. So Sparta HQ, I appreciate you asking. Thank you, sir. And hopefully all is well with you. But here is the gift that my wife bought me for my anniversary gift. Here we go.
Wish you were my lover, but you act so undercover. Love you, child, my whole life long is be right or be wrong. I'm only what you make me, baby. Don't walk away, don't be so shady. Don't want your mind, don't want your money. These words I say, they may sound funny, but oh, sweet thing. Don't.
So if you see it, that Venom bust that you see right there in the middle with the big thing in the middle, that was my anniversary gift from my wife. We went to this place, one of the place where they have a lot of action figures and Funko Pops and statues and board games and Legos and all type of other stuff. I seen it. I took a liking to it. My wife seen it. She honored that. And she made it happen. She made it happen. So if you see that big space behind me, that's where he went. I mean, he was back there before you, if y'all watch prior videos. That's where he's for. But he is one of my action figures. Slash, as you also seen a Funko Pop, as well as the album of the week, Mary J. Blige. Her debut album, What's the 411? Venom is my action figure, as well as Funko Pop of the week. Like my wife said, hit that like button. Do me a solid and hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. I appreciate it. But to wrap this up about the parenting thing. Fellas, I know there's a stigma that said Black men don't take care of the kids. I hate that statement because I know it's not true. Now, are there times where some of us do meet that stereotype? Yeah. It's sad, and I hate to say it, it's true. Some of us do that, but not majority. And for the good ones out there who are doing what they need to do for their kids, by their kids, I give you the utmost respect. Shout out to you fellas for taking care of your business. And truly, though, it doesn't matter what color y'all. Black, white, red, yellow, grape, it doesn't matter. Shout out to all the men who are out there doing right by their kids, taking care of their kids, being responsible for their kids, parenting their kids, educating their kids, teaching and molding their kids, doing what they need to do. As men, I give you your props. But let's get back to the sports thing, because y'all ain't gonna have me all up per sentimental and stuff. I'm not gonna let y'all do this to me. You get back to sports. So with that being said, guys, look, NFL kicks off on Thursday. I'm a big fantasy football guy. NFL is very important to me in all type of ways. Like I said, fantasy football wise, just straight up NFL fan and the fan of the greatest team in NFL history, the Chicago Bears. That's important. And again, we kick off on Thursday, September the 4th at 8:20. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champs, going against the weakest team in NFL, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. The Dallas Cowboys. Let me be politically correct. They started off, they will be revealing their rings. Of course, we already seen those. If you haven't had an opportunity to see those Philadelphia Eagle rings, man, they are a thing of beauty. They are a thing of beauty. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for don't mind spending no money. I give them credit for that. Don't mind spending no money. Shout out to them. But on Friday, we have at 8 p.m., we have the Kansas City Chiefs play the Chargers. So, like I said, it's on YouTube. Sunday, the first Sunday game, Dolphins play the Colts. Steelers play the Jets. Panthers play the Jaguars. The Arizona Cardinals plays the New Orleans Saints. Giants play the Commanders. The Buccaneers play the Falcons. Bengals play the Browns. Raiders play the Patriots. 49ers play the Seahawks. Tennessee Titans play the Denver Broncos. Lions and Packers. Texas and Rams. Ravens and Bills are the Sunday night game. Should be a hell of a matchup. Should be a hell of a matchup. I will be watching that game because in a couple leagues I have Josh Allen, and in one league I have Lamar Jackson. So I'll be very interested in see what happens in that game. Hopefully there's a lot of great offense. No defense, please. We'll see. And, of course, Monday Night Football. The greatest team in NFL history, the Chicago Bears, play against the weak-ass Minnesota Vikings at 8:15 on Monday. Guys, you know I will be on because I'm loyal to you guys. And I appreciate you guys being loyal to me. But you know I'll be cutting it short. I will be cutting it short that day. Shout out to my brother, Prime. Prime is in the works. But Prime's got all this ugly-ass Dallas Cowboy shit on in his avatar. I'm concerned about it. Y'all send a small prayer for my boy Prime because he's a Cowboy fan, and the only thing we can do for him is pray for him. But with that being said, the brother Prime is working on some special thing for me. I can't wait. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So shout out to Prime. Great women know what makes the man truly happy. Thumbs up to Mrs. Hink. Shout out to Miss Hink. Oh, person got traded and half the job took a mental health day. Damn. That's how it is sometimes. That's how it is sometimes. So guys, don't look for me to be going an hour and 15 minutes next Monday. Because when the greatest football team in the NFL plays, your boy got to be there. Live and direct. So don't get mad at me if I cut it short. We're going to speed right through that goddamn college stuff. Because I got to get to the Bears, the greatest team in NFL history. Yes, I will be talking about the NFL, what happened prior to the Monday night game. But the most important game will be the one that's going to be played on Monday night at 8:15 on ESPN. Guys, you have the opportunity to tune in and watch and sample and see the greatest team. You're going to have the opportunity to watch Quentin cry in his goddamn milk. I'm just saying. That's what we're going to see on next Monday. I can't wait. Like I said, I got a lot of fantasy ties in a couple of these schedules I just named, like the Bills and the Ravens game. I also have ties in this Philadelphia and Dallas game. One league I do got Dak as my quarterback. It pained me to do it, to say his name, but I had to do it. Because it went on a quarterback run and all these buttholes took up all the good quarterbacks, so I had to settle for Dak's sorry ass. But I got a couple stocks in Jalen Hurts, so it's going to be a very interesting game for me. I definitely will be checking it out. And of course, as well as some of these other games I'll be watching. Now, I don't know if I'm going to watch it at the house, if I may go to the local sports bar and watch it. I don't know. It's still up for debate. It's still up for debate, but yes, I will be watching that game. I'm also in a pick'em league where I have to pick the teams. You know what I'm saying? I get to pick one team, and you can't repick the pick you already made. It's called a survival league. So I'm involved with it. So I'm working on what team I'm going to pick for my survival pool. Now I got a couple ideas, and I'll definitely make sure I talk about it throughout the season for sure. But when I was looking at the schedule, I was looking at the matchups and thinking, yeah, it's going to be kind of tough. Because in the survival league, you want to kind of try to pick out the teams that you know normally probably won't win throughout the regular season a lot. But if you get a good matchup between two teams and one of the teams you can mess around and get an early win on, you try to do that. But think about it, you might try and lose, and then now you assed out. So the max you can pick is 2. So I can pick up to 2 teams in the survival. So normally what I do is one team I'll take a chance on and take a long shot, and the other one I pick one I think is going to guarantee get me a win. I won't cry. Y'all won't win 2 games against us. What are we going to see? We are going to see, my brother. I promise you. But, guys, that's what we got coming up, man. We had some great college games, a lot of upsets. But the main upsets that I wanted to make sure I highlight was Alabama, was the Notre Dame, was the Clemson, and was the Texas. That was the main upsets that I definitely made sure I want to bring to the forefront. I appreciate that. Every last one of you being here, I promise you I do. I can't wait. We got a lot of great things coming up. Make sure y'all subscribe to my other channels. I have a couple other channels that I make sure y'all want to subscribe to. If you haven't had the opportunity to do it, make sure y'all do that. Make sure you guys do that. Subscribe to it. One of them's called the NFL Studio Sports, the Round Table, and the other one's the Gist NFL. Make sure you guys do it. Let me make sure I drop the link in the chat so y'all guys can make sure y'all get the opportunity to subscribe to them if you haven't done that already. If you haven't done it already, shame on you. If you haven't done that already, shame on you. But with that being said, let me go and get the link so you make sure y'all can do that. Yeah, where we at? Okay, here we are. Now, for the record, I do have it in the in that link bio and all that. But for those who don't go there and check it that thorough, here we are. So that's just NFL. I think that I would like for y'all to make sure y'all subscribe to, as well as the NFL Roundtable. So those are 2 channels that me and my man Taylor Bell share and cooperate. So make sure y'all go over and subscribe to both of them. I appreciate it. I promise you I do. I promise you I do. That being said, make sure y'all like the screen. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure if you know somebody who likes sports, such as yourself, right? Make sure you share it with them. Make sure you share it with them. But the most important I need for you guys to do is make sure you hit that like button. You're goddamn right. So with that being said, I appreciate every last one of you being here. I appreciate every last one of who's going to end up watching on the replay. And with that being said, like I said, I want you to make sure y'all leave a comment. Subscribe to the 2 channels that I put in there. I dropped the links in there for y'all to subscribe to. That being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Right on.